Z-Man ZinkerZ and cut it in half and use both ends. 16th ounce jig head. I use a 7-foot 2-inch
and with Stacey King. And Stacey, you mentioned that you've added a little more finesse to your game in recent years, and this is one of the simple rigs that's been a big part of that finesse approach, huh?
It really has. You know, Ned KD and some of the guys over there in northeast Kansas are the ones that turned me on this 4 or 5 years ago, and I kind of poo-pooed it for a while, and I kept messing with it, and I got where I just caught more and more fish on it, and now it's a part of my arsenal, especially in cold water. I use it all the time, and basically what you do is take a Z-Man ZinkerZ and cut it in half and use both ends. You know, both ends are the same. One is a little blunter than the other one, but they'll bite both of them just the same. And typically I fish it on a 16th ounce jig head. I use a 7-foot 2-inch medium action drop shot rod. It's a Bass Pro Carbon Light rod, and I use a 10-pound test braid, and I usually use an 8-pound test leader. Sometimes I'll go down to 6, but I'll take about a 6-foot piece of that fluorocarbon, and I'll join it to the braid with an Albright knot. That knot is super strong. You don't ever break off or pull out. And this thing, I just love fishing this little bait that way because it's so sensitive. You can feel them hit it so good. You don't have to jerk real hard, just pull on them and you set the hook. There's no stretch involved. And I'll tell you what, it's played the part in helping me get a lot of checks over the last few years. It's not a big fish technique, not that you won't catch a big one on it once in a while, but it's a numbers deal, and you catch lots and lots of quality keepers on it.
Now again, you're fishing this with that hook exposed.
Well,
is it?
I do it both ways.
Okay.
I fish it with exposed and also have some made up with a little real fine weed guard for fishing around brush. And so if you're in open water where you're on gravel or rock or something where you're not hung up all the time, it's better just to fish it with an exposed hook. Yeah. But if I'm fishing around brush, I always use one with a little fine weed guard on it.
Okay. Great technique, great tip. Thanks, Stacey.
Like Z-Man ZinkerZ and cut it in half and use both ends. 16th ounce jig head. I use a 7-foot 2-inch